All right, Mr. Luis Victoria, thank you very much for being here. Friends, we have a special guest. His name's Luis Victoria. He is an immigration attorney out in Florida, near Miami, right?
Yes, thank you so much, John, again for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Well, friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, and we're wanting to share some information with you, some great news about a mandamus case, a federal lawsuit. And towards the end of the show, we're also going to cover, Luis is going to share more about EB-NIW, National Interest Waiver, because those are cases that I actually don't accept. And I think collaborating with other attorneys that handle very specific focus areas is helpful for you. Okay, friends? So please stay tuned all the way to the end. Okay, friends. So some great success we've had recently out in Florida, the Southern District of Florida. Luis, we worked on a case together, and it's a mandamus. Can you tell us a little bit more about how people can learn from this kind of case?
Sure, John. We are very happy for this particular case because this client was waiting. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was more than 2 years waiting for a result for a decision after he had an interview with the USCIS. His petition was based on marriage, so his wife is a U.S. citizen, and they had the interview a couple of years ago, or more than a couple of years ago. And the immigration officer told them simple, we are going to let you know the decision about this particular case. And John, they were waiting almost 3 years to receive any information, any notification. And yesterday we received a notification that they are going to have an interview with the immigration officer finally after this couple of years.
Exactly. So one of the case types is adjustment of status. People may have heard of this, like a 485. And by the way, friends, if you are live with us, please smash the like button. If you're watching Instagram, give us some love and hit the hearts. Greatly appreciate it. Luis would really appreciate that as well. And I had to bring in a better looking person, so appreciate Luis for your presence. Um, Also, so friends, people, you might wonder when is the right time to file a mandamus lawsuit because it does cost more money, and I understand it you may have already paid a professional, a lawyer. I hope a lawyer if you did hire someone, but sometimes even you may have hired a notario, notary, or like an immigration paralegal. Can't get the camera right. So you just want to be wary. So even if you did hire a lawyer and your current lawyer didn't mention anything about this option pathway, a mandamus lawsuit, don't give them a hard time because they might not know. Not every lawyer knows about mandamus. Whether they may have done something wrong or not. I like to believe they didn't, but share more information with us because when you can file a mandamus case for really any kind of case that has typically, of course, we have to review it. Typically, any case that has what we call unreasonable delay. So if a case normally takes 12 months, but it takes two times that amount of time, then that could be a consideration to file this lawsuit. What do you think, Luis?
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of those cases, like you say, John, in a judgment of status. Normally, they have their interview, like in this case, but they never got back the decision of this particular case. I mean, there are several cases that they have the same problem. Actually, in other levels, maybe consular processing, all of those levels. So you can find that unreasonable delay, and it's very common, and the mandamus is the option, no?
Yes, absolutely. And and for those who are waiting stuck abroad outside the United States and just waiting for their interview, just a visa interview. You haven't even had an officer review your case. But there's also some people that get a 221G refusal. We just got a call yesterday, I believe, that someone had applied for, I believe that expedited appointment to get that appointment, right? And he's trying to come here on F1, okay, on student visa, and they may have already, people in this kind of position maybe have already paid a lot of money for tuition, But the visa officer, there is no travel ban, friends. But the government, these officers have issued a 221G document saying Proclamation 10019, and that's a travel ban. It's been lifted. In fact, it's now more of you need to get the vaccine for COVID-19 or provide documentation, according to TSA. So please know, just because a visa officer works for the government, right, they can get things wrong. Okay, so you might want to consider, it doesn't have to be my office. We're just here to share information so you can speak to whoever you feel comfortable with. But Luis is out in Florida, near Miami, Florida, so he can help you as well. And we'll share his website soon. But let's see here. So that just came to my mind because we got a call about that yesterday. I thought that was ridiculous, and it turns out he already has a vaccine. So, and the officer did not ask about it at all. So you might have that situation where they just give you this document. You're like, what the heck is this? And you look at it after the interview, stepped outside the interview, and then you look at it and you're like, what the heck is this? You need to look at it during the interview so you can ask questions. I know many people who are abroad may think that, oh, I can't ask questions to the officer. You can. You want to find out what's going on with the case. It can really inform you so that you can inform us on how to better assist you. But normally it's a mandamus lawsuit, right, Luis?
Yeah, that's very true. Especially with the 221G, so many people are waiting for more than 1.5 years, 2 years, even some people with 3 years, John. So these people, they need to ask for some action to the government because there is an unreasonable delay, and they want to be with their families. They want to join their employers. They want to come here legally. So therefore, like you say, John, also it's not fair because the proclamation, the presidential proclamation is not, it was revoked, by the way. So, and like you say too, we don't have any problem with the vaccines. The vaccines are there. And also, by the way, there are several embassies, U.S. embassies around the world, that they already opened their gates, they opened their doors to start working again as a regular basis. So therefore, you guys, you have the option to file a mandamus action in order for the government to take action for their unreasonable delay.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Luis. And I was just thinking, about that person yesterday that called us from, I believe, India. You might as well just bring as many pieces of evidence. I know I'm used to not be like this, but now these days, because visa interviews take so long to get scheduled, and then when you finally have it, then you get turned away with 221G. So go ahead and bring your vaccine card or whatever document that shows proof that you got the vaccine. Okay, because
Right.
you just, unfortunately, you can't just show your arm, right? So you need to have some kind of card. I mean, I don't know how it is in other countries, but at least America, we get this like tiny card, and make a copy of it because I know you could easily lose it or scan it into your phone. Um,
That's
anyways, there is one other type of mandamus related case I'd like to chat about, Luis. I had a consultation this morning actually about an actor. So
oh,
you might wonder what is unreasonable, because some people can wait and wait and they don't mind waiting because maybe they still have a job in their country and everything's going smoothly. But for those who depend on the coming to America for income, and you have a job and you have a contract, it could be through H-1B, temporary work visa, or employment-based, EB green card pathway, and you just been waiting and waiting. This, Luis, there's this. Some people have been waiting very patiently because they know about the
mhm.
priority track that the Department of State issued out, I believe, in May this year, May 2021,
Yeah.
and and they're just very patient. But someone that called I spoke with this morning, prior date was in 2019. This is self petition, okay, the EB1, extraordinary ability in the arts, right? So actor, and documentarily qualified last year. I believe it was June
Wow.
2020, right? So that's been almost a year and a half of waiting very patiently. Friends, don't be patient anymore. It's time to come to America and get your income, or
That's
get back to studying, get your education, whatever your initial reason to come to America was. Okay, your life depends on it. So you got to take action. Now I get it.
Yes.
It might be too expensive, but every lawyer can charge a little bit differently. But we're here to share with you the steps, okay? You know, and Luis, do you? I know you get calls about this too, but anything you want to share about this before we move on to what you do as well, the NIW?
Yes, sure, John. I mean, it's very, very common that, when we have our consultations with different potential clients, that they don't know about this option that they have in order to ask for action from the government. Let's say, like this particular case that we just have the successful histories. So yesterday, so this person, I remember very well when I had the consultation here in our office in Miami, John, that he didn't know nothing about these tools. They have these options, but the people, they don't know that this even exists, like the mandamus action. So this is a great opportunity for you to stop waiting, to stop, I mean, in other words, wasting time. Every time when you are waiting, you are wasting the opportunity to come here to America and to get your American dream, for one side. On the other side, if you come here, you can be, together with your family, and you can start your immigration process, your American dream. In other words, you can get your dream job. You can get your opportunity to study in your university level, your magisters, whatever. But if you are waiting and waiting and waiting, they don't care. I mean, I'm sorry for that expression, but I think that's it. If you have that option, you have to use it.
Absolutely, Luis. Yeah, the visa officers or USCIS officers, they don't feel the pain that you do, okay?
Exactly.
And even if it's a case that's, you're in the United States, it, the government, as you can imagine, everyone looks to USA as like number one superpower and all that, but we have a very inefficient government process. So, but fortunately, we have the ability to sue the government when things like this happen. Okay. Now, one of the most common questions, and we'll change topics here, but one of the most common questions: will they deny me my application if we file a lawsuit against the government? I know how it can seem because you're pushing the government to give you a decision. Exactly. That's all we're doing. If they want to deny you, they would have done that already. Why would they have a case sit on their desk hypothetically? They have thousands of cases. So it's not necessarily the officer's fault every time, but it's just their process or lack of having a process, okay, within USCIS or Department of State. So hopefully that encourages you some. Of course, we do, Luis. Not sure if you charge for consultation. Maybe you do. We don't. But the reason we don't now these days is because we offer 15-minute consultation, and I think we just want to point you in the right direction. Okay, friends. Even if you're not sure if it's qualifies as unreasonable delay, that's okay. We'll take a look for you and let you know. So our number is right here, or you can see it. I don't want to block Luis's number, but if you're out, if you welcome to call Luis, and here's his website. Okay, let me write it down for you guys.
Lord.
LuisVictoriaLaw.com.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, friends, and here's also why you need to know his website. He handles EB, NIW. Those are cases that I just prefer not to touch. Okay, Luis, and tell us why. Most lawyers don't like to, but tell us why you prefer that.
Well, yeah, this is a very one of my favorite business, John, because many professionals, many people around the world, they are looking for the opportunities to come here to America to reach their American dreams. So, however, as you know, as an immigration lawyer, and all of you, it's not easy. It's not a very like easy for all people to come here with a particular immigrant visa. So the most difficult visas are the immigrant visas. So we are talking about the EB2 National Interest Waiver Visa, which is an immigrant visa. As you know, immigrant visas are totally different than non-immigrant visas. Immigrant visas, for one side, so you can get the permanent resident card, the legal permanent resident card, which is the green card. However, on the other side, the non-immigrant visas, you cannot reach this legal permanent resident card. Therefore, the EB2 visa is a great opportunities for those who want to come here with their green card and actually with your families. So you can come here with your wife, husband, and also with your children younger than 21 years old. So this is a great opportunity for. Let me tell me.
Luis, sorry, I was going to ask. A
It's
question popped
okay.
in my head is, what is why would most I've had this channel, you have one as well, but yes, that's right, friends. Luis Victoria has his own YouTube channel, so check him out. Google search it or on YouTube. I do see some comments, so we'll definitely get to it. um, but Luis, why on this channel I always like to share know your rights type of situation, that people don't always need a lawyer, but I believe in this type of case, EB2 national interest waiver, out of all cases, mandamus and this type AB2, you definitely need, or any EB, but definitely this one, you definitely need a lawyer to guide you along from start to finish. Can you explain why? Like, what are some traps that you know about that you overcome?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is a very high quality, visa. In order to get the permanent resident card, you have to apply with a very, very difficult path in order to reach the EB2 national interest waiver. First of all, no any other person rather than a lawyer can represent you legally before a case. I mean, before the federal system or the state system. In this case, we are talking about a very difficult visa because it's an immigrant visa for one side. On the other side, it is a very, very, high level visa with respect to the analysis of the case, with respect to to writing down the immigrant petition, the business plan. All of these elements need a professional behind that application. If you don't have that professional, which is a lawyer with a license behind you or representing you, is going to be very difficult to succeed. And also, we lawyers, we are going to provide you the right information because we are signing on behalf of you in this particular cases and in all the other cases. So even with a family petition, I recommend you to have a lawyer too.
Yeah, definitely. And Luis, I think in EB2, you can skip. You're not required to go through what we call labor certification, right? Because that,
Correct.
in
Yeah.
general, that's a long process. I think it takes 8, 9 months on average, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you
And so,
have exactly. Normally, in order for you to come here to US through this immigrant or based employment-based visas, so you say it's an employment-based visa because you need an employer. So in this case, it's an exemption to have that employer because there is an exception that the law provides in order for you to apply throughout your exceptional skills, throughout the experience that you have, and also depends of your advanced degree. For example, if you have a master's degree or PhD, you can satisfy that particular element. And also, like you say, John, you are exempt to apply for a labor certification, which is a very hard process, a particular a step that you have to take and you have to satisfy when you don't have the skills to apply for this exemption. So you need an employer. For example, H-1B, you need an employer.
right.
H-2B, H-2A, AB alone, or EB-3. So, but in this case, you are exempt from that requirement. But in
Yeah,
order for you to know if you are exempt, if you have the elements of eligibility, so
right.
eligibility requirements, you need to pass throughout an evaluation and assessment from your lawyer.
So, Luis, people have called my office and said, "Sorry, I don't accept these cases." And because it's a higher standard, essentially. At least that's the way I look at it. Higher standard because you can bypass all that time, you can bypass that step of labor certification. But can you give an example of like what the one of the just one? I mean, there's several legal requirements. One example of what type of evidence the government requires on this, so people can start
Sure.
thinking, like, because people think
Sure.
that you can apply for anything. That's just not how it works. There's a reason why you can skip this long step.
Correct. Yeah, the most important element that you have to focus on is that whether the United States as a nation has is very important to have a professional like you here in US, because it's the national importance to have that professional to develop a particular field, a particular industry, a particular important element that the government has within the government policies or purposes. For in this case, for example, within the plans of President Biden is to develop the infrastructure of the country. So in order for that to be able to change the infrastructure that already it was approved by the Congress, so you need, as a United States country, you need professionals in different levels. For example, you need pilots, you need engineers that maybe those engineers they have a specialization in cybersecurity. You need doctors in order to develop the hospitals. You need professors with a high level experience. You need business administrators. So you need a lot of professionals in order to develop this infrastructure, and you need that high level expertise in order for the country to succeed in that purpose.
Yeah, like you said, of national importance. Now, I know that's like a can be a little bit intimidating, right? This phrase,
Yeah.
national importance. Friends, just like the mandamus I mentioned, if you're not sure, but you just have an idea that your background, your experience, including your education, and maybe you even have maybe some like publications. Just you have your research is online, and you have put that out in the public for display. Uh, let's take a look. Luis can help you. Even if you call my office, we'll probably we'll point you in the right direction to Luis, who handles this all the time. Okay. Of course, we're not providing disclaimer. We're not providing legal advice. We just point you in the right direction, give you some encouragement, because I know a lot of people just like it's this whole thing with the pandemic. I know it's a lot of people have been hustling, but at the same time, some people have been discouraged because of pandemic. So please, in some way, I hope this is inspirational, that you may have a pathway to America, but you need to think about it and give us a call. Take action. Give us a call. Okay. Luis's number is up there right below by his tie right there. And hey, friends, let us know what you think about Luis's tie. He was all concerned about it. I told him he was good looking to not worry about it.
Not
But
yet.
let me know in the comments. Okay. We do, let's have a little fun here. Okay. This lawyers are always so serious. You jokesters. But I see, I showed some of y'all that said hello. You're watching Sheldon from Colorado. Relly, thanks. Nice to see you, Relly from
Oh, from
Mexico,
Mexico.
Claudette, New York.
That's good.
Carlos, my friend, Washington State. You're welcome for all the videos. By the way, Luis does have a channel himself, so check it out. Hey, senior designer, are you in New York? Let us know. Where's the fashion world at these days? Since we're all remote anyway. But anyways, we do have a Facebook group. Talking so fast here. It's down here below, Green Card Guys Academy. Check it out. My camera can't catch my finger. We also have a secret code. If you want to unlock the free 15 minutes, okay, we do have it. Let me share it with you since you're so patient to wait all this time. Here you go. It's on the bottom of the screen here. Green Card Guys. You could have guessed it, but appreciate the love for staying all the way towards the end of the show. Now, Luis, is there something you'd like to share as a last remark for now? We're going to have you back on the show, but for today's episode.
Oh, just to let you know, and for the viewers right now, it is important that you know that you can have the opportunities, but if you don't have the correct advice or the correct counsel, in this case, your lawyers like John, like me, for example, we are here to help you to provide you the guidelines that you need in order to succeed in that particular case. In this case, we were talking about the EB2 national interest waiver, like the example that I mentioned before, the system engineer who is specialized in cybersecurity. So because that person has been in that field more than 10 years, for example, in looking for security issues, cybersecurity issues, or maybe software development or something like that. It is a very, very important element for the country, is the national interest for this country, for US, this amazing country, which is the best country in the world because it has opportunities for anyone without discrimination. You can succeed here even if you are a soccer player, a coach, an engineer, whatever. You have the same
Uh-huh.
opportunities here, but you have
Uh-huh.
to have the right direction with the right professional. And the
Uh-huh.
lawyer is the first profession that even before the doctor, the medical doctor, you have to get the advice from the lawyer first, because he's the one that is going to provide you the guidelines to get your immigrant visa. If you don't have it, you are not going to succeed forever, for sure. So, but if you have it, you are going to have a great percentage of success.
So Luis can help you with that. Okay, if you're looking at a national interest waiver, check out his website. All right, give his office a call, and friends, we're just here to point you in the right direction. Okay, now, um, you could have a lot of questions, I'm sure. So give us a call. Luis, I was just looking at the receipt notice, interview notice from that client we were just talking about. Of course, we can't go into details; it's confidential. But yeah, like you said, that he already had an interview, friends, back in 2019.
I know that.
If my math is correct, that's at least almost that's over almost 3 years,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
2 to 3 years. So
suffering,
don't depend on
I mean,
lawyers for math, but that's at least 2 to 3 years right there. So
exactly.
already had an interview. So I know there's a lot of y'all in that situation. I had a client back in March. He had 3 interviews for the 485. So the government is just
Wow.
messing with you, okay? But
Yeah,
here's the
that's,
thing. The fact that Luis, the fact that you had when you have a delay in general, that doesn't mean you have a bad case. But when you have multiple interviews, it could mean, not guaranteed, but it could mean that you need a lawyer for the
yeah,
actual case for the 485, for example, because I have an extensive checklist for my clients, Luis. I'm sure you do as well for these kind of cases. That
yeah,
this is, I don't want to call it like a one shot opportunity, but it really is, because if you get denied based on like marriage fraud or something like that, even though it's a legitimate bona fide marriage, it's hard to retract that mentality, that mindset that the government has down on their notes in their system. So you might want to save up to hire a lawyer. Now, I totally get it. Obviously, no pressure to hire any of us on the panel here today, but at least have a conversation, have that consultation. Okay, go ahead and schedule it, my friends. Um, Sorry to overtake you there, Luis, but anything that you like to last remarks? I guess I just
yeah.
asked you
I
that.
mean, like you say, John, and for everyone, so it's very good to have the professional like a lawyer. I mean, before you, behind you, representing you, talking on behalf of you, writing down on behalf of you. But also, like I insist on this. So, and I'm sorry for to be a little bit like reiterative in this. So, but you have to be, you have to have that consultation with the lawyer, because we are going to figure out that you have, whether you have inadmissibilities issues, whether you satisfy the eligibility requirements, and all of that. It is important because at the end of the consultation, you are going to know which is the right direction that you have to take. Whether you are going to apply for an EB2 national interest waiver, whether you need a mandamus action, which John, I mean, we can help you with that. So, or you can have any other opportunity. There are a bunch of opportunities that you have, whether there are non-immigrant visas, immigrant visas, but we have to get a consultation with you, please.
And friends, this just popped up in my head is that what we do for especially for employers who are clients, we have a questionnaire, okay, for the employee, the immigrant applicant, okay, because the beneficiary, going over what you said, Luis, inadmissibility, because this is just a legal term, but basically reasons why the government could deny you, or deny your application. So we do all that an onboarding stage, okay? Basically, step number one before you spend all this money, because we want to make sure you're eligible and you're qualified for this benefit, okay? The visa or the green card. It's very important to us because we care about your outcomes, client outcomes, and being able to live and work in America. All right, friends. Well, that'll be about it. We're gonna have Luis back on. Again, let me know in the comments if you like his tie. Okay. If you don't like it, I can understand. Maybe you need to get a different pattern, but let me know if you like it. And Yeah, let me know if you're interested in reform. Give me
Oh my God.
smash the like button. Everyone's waiting for reform. I know Luis is talking about
I
on his
am
channel.
interested. I am
Yeah, you're
interested.
interested. Yeah, we're very
Yeah,
interested. We want to
yeah, yeah.
help them out. So, okay, friends, thank you so much, and you got the secret code. So until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.